Good afternoon. It is Friday, May 1st, 2020, and we are going to be finishing up Studio Ghibli Week with People's Choice. And overwhelmingly, it seemed like I got a lot of recommendations to do Princess Mononoke, and I'm going to be drawing San, who is the wolf warrior. So we're going to get started right now. Today we're going to be using a General Pencil Company Kimberly 4B pencil, an Office Depot pink eraser, a Pentel high polymer eraser, and the Butterfly Snoopy hand sharpener, as well as a kneaded eraser from Prismacolor. Okay, so we're going to be using this whole space here. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this. Oh my goodness, that's in the wrong spot. And kind of figure out where I can go, how far I can go. And I'm not going to do the entire body of San. I'm actually just going to be doing kind of like the bust, her head, mostly her head. So we're just going to kind of figure out where that's going to go. I'm going to put her kind of in a central position here, her head here. And we're going to make it more, rather than doing the upside down kind of egg, we're going to do kind of a radish shape. Yeah, a radish shape, just like so. Okay. We're going to put a vertical line here to divide the face horizontally in half. We're going to do kind of a 3/4 view. We're going to have a little bit of curve here for the eyes. This is going to be the center line for dividing her head horizontally. We're going to put in her neck kind of here, and then we're going to have her shoulders coming this way. So her head is turning to the right, her body's facing left though. No, I didn't say stupid Ghibli. Young giant, goodness. Chest, arms, good morning Sam, good morning Lucy. Hope you guys are doing well. So the reason I'm kind of sketching out everything right now before I get too lost in the woods of the details of like her face and etc. I want to, spend a lot of time on texture, all the different textures that make up who she is. So right now I'm just creating an outline. Shoulders, neckline, her outfit, etc. Because I want to make sure my proportions are correct. If that makes any sense. Alright. Now. So I'm gonna spend a little time kind of figuring out where certain folds are gonna take place, shadows, etc. So I'm putting these notes in right now with some searching lines. She's got these cool like armbands on her upper bicep area. So I'm going to put those in too as well. She's a warrior, so she's going to have some strong shoulders. I want to include those, okay? Alright, now we're going to do it kind of in the style of anime, so she's going to have like those giant kind of anime eyes. Trying to figure out where those are going to go. And again, this shape is just a placeholder. It's not really going to be like the real shape of her head. These are just placeholders. Okay. Okay. All right. So. Give her big, these anime eyes that I always discourage kids from drawing when I'm teaching them how to draw. They get all upset at me. Alright. And we're going to narrow this a little bit, her face a little bit. Bring this down. Tighten that chin. Give her that determined look. Alright, so we're off and running. And then we're going to give her some reflected light. On her eyes. Darken these eyelids, just like so. Give her some eyelashes. We're going to narrow this. So she's narrowing her gaze a little bit. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to give her kind of a straight mouth across. So I'm leaving this kind of area alone for right now, but I'm going to be putting in a little hint of a jawline here. Pulling it down, just like so. So again, this shape is just a placeholder. It's not going to be our final shape. Notice I haven't used that. So right now I'm going to just kind of erase certain areas here. There we go. Get rid of this middle line, the vertical middle line, just like that. Now we're going to include those distinctive things, that those marks that kind of are her like warrior paint. I'm going to pull these down just like so, and they're going to curve, and they're not going to go straight down. They curve with the shape of her face. Down, just like that. And then she also has kind of like this avatar arrow, just like so. Let's put it right there. Yeah. Give her. He has these huge dinner plate earrings. So I'll put these in right now. Almost unrealistic. They're so huge. And also, she's wearing a necklace. It's a very interesting necklace. I don't know if those are supposed to be teeth or claws or what, but It's also part of, it's like a necklace slash cape kind of thing. So these are all, so what I'm going to do is they look kind of like carrots. So I'm going to overlap these shapes, and then I have a cord that runs through them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an ellipse here, and then pull this over and connect these two lines to that ellipse. So it looks like it's running, there's a cord running through it. I'm not going to draw that, but I'm going to draw another ellipse here and connect it to that one. And then another ellipse here on this one on the far side, on the right. This one right here, you're just not going to see the sides. And that's going to create the illusion as if it's in the round, it's in 3D. And then I'll go through and kind of erase all that information. Okay? Now she's also got this, like, this part on the left and the right turns into like attachment for like her wolf fur cape deal. Not quite sure what it is, but we're going to draw that. Okay, just like so. Now we're going to frame her head, and I'm going to give her, she has this like cool mask thing. And I want to give it the proper shape. So I'm going to do a bunch of searching lines here to make sure I get it right. I think it's going to go a little bit higher on this part and then come down just like so. Yeah. And then it's got this weird like mouth part. And then it has these two bigger parts, like eye ports, I guess you might call them. Yeah. And then it has another shape that kind of divides. Just like that. And then another shape that kind of comes down like that. And so to make this look three-dimensional, we're going to kind of do that thing. Actually, kind of curves up if I think about it. Yeah, it curves up like this. So we're going to include that curve. Yeah, there we go. And the mouth, maybe not so much of an ellipse, but more of a circle. We're going to make this side thicker, and then this side narrower, so it looks as if we're getting that 3/4 view. If that makes any sense? Okay. And then, same thing here. To make these look more 3D. Hi, Shannon. We're going to make these, same thing, thicker on the left-hand side, thinner on the right-hand side. And fill those in a little bit with some tone. And for this last shape on the mask, just like so. Make a little bulb over the top, boom, just like that. Okay, here's our mask. Okay, boom. Now we need to put in her hair, and then also the rest of the kind of the wolf, a white wolf fur that kind of goes around her. So we're gonna include her ear, just really like the top part of her ear. her hairline. Okay, and she has brown hair, and it's almost like a bob. It's short on the front, longer in the back, and it kind of does this A-line thing. Okay, so there's like hair that flows here and down. Then all the rest of that is going to be covered up by the fur of this like cape thing that she wears. So we're going to draw that. And I'm using just kind of a distant grip to kind of show that coming off the shoulders. It's a really long cape. Also has these like ear things that come out like so. Okay. Keep it loose. Kind of going over her shoulder, boom, 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 all the way down. Okay, make these ears a little bit bigger. Yeah, cool. Fun. Okay. And we can't really see it, but there's this other jewel that she wears around her head kind of thing. But we can't see that. Alright. So we're almost done with our preliminary sketch, and then we can start going in with details. All the different shading details to make up San. Alright. So now she's got this dress, kind of is in two parts there, and then she has like a darker kind of shirt underneath all this, so I'll just darken this as a note. Okay, same thing here, comes up, connects to here, comes down, okay, and then this part is together. Boom. Just like so. Okay. And this is fur. So now we're going to just kind of go through and kind of remove some of our searching lines because they're going to be covered up with fur or whatever. So I'm going to get rid of that straight across line there. Clean these up. Get rid of any stray marks that I don't need that can confuse me while I'm going through and shading things. Does that make sense? So I'm using my kneaded eraser, and I kind of use the tip for going into areas I just want to lightly get rid of lines I don't need. And I'm just pushing and lifting as I'm doing this. Okay. Alright. Ooh, she's grumpy looking. Alright. I'm going to switch pencils, and I'm going to work from left to right, just because I'm right-handed and I don't want to spend so much time smudging. As you can see, I've already done that. I have to wash my hands every time I'm done drawing. So I'm going to move from left to right and down, and I'm going to be shading everything as I go through. Okay, you can already see like areas where I've already smudged. So the wolf fur is going to be white with some darker tones. Her hair is going to be brown. The mask, these areas are going to be lighter than the rest of the mask, etc. Okay, so I'm going to be working my way down this way. And my light source is going to be coming from the right hand side. So all my shadows are going to be on the left-hand side of information here, okay? So what I'm going to do for the wolf fur is kind of creating a heavy outline in the graphite where the wolf fur is. I kind of refine the edge of this with my searching lines, using both a close and distant grip as I'm going through. On the wolf ears, I'm going to refine those too as well, and they're going to be darker. They're going to be darker underneath. And I'm going to have parts of the wolf fur coming out to create the illusion of depth of field. See that? And there's going to be a part where the wolf fur begins and ends so that I can do her hair a little bit darker, because she is got brown hair. So I'm also going to, not only am I going to thicken the edge of the wolf fur, I'm also going to pull in some lines to make it look like fur, like it's soft. Because, you know, this is a drawing, not a cell painting for anime. So I can do that. And these areas that are close to the mask, I'm going to darken. And I guess, as you can see, I'm putting pressure and then pulling away. Okay? I'm going to use directional shading lines for the mask. Fill those in. See that? Alright. So all I'm doing now is just kind of going through and shading. Cleaning things up as I'm going through. Oop. Darkening lines, refining shape. And using directional lines to create that illusion. Okay? And you can do this too. It's a skill that's learned through time. So the more that you draw, the better you get at it. The better it becomes kind of, you know, second nature. And it's not so intimidating. And really, I mean, the one thing that I stress to my students over and over is, you know, I can show you technique. I can give you demos. I can give you shortcuts. I can show you the things that work for me. But ultimately, it's up to you as the artist to really work out those problems on your own. And you can only do that by just engaging in the process and learning through the process. It's like learning anything worth doing. The more that you do it, the better you become at it, just through the natural engagement failing. Really, it's all about learning how to fail. Okay, so there we go. Mask is nearly done. Okay. All right. Hey, how you doing, David? David and I went to high school together many, many years ago. More years than I'd care to remember. That was a long time ago. Pre-internet. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go through and kind of work on her hair. Darken those. And her hair is brown, so we're going to chunk that. Okay. Darker underneath the mask. I'm gonna make hair coming out past the neckline, nice and dark. Yeah, it's true. We had, what is it called? Prodigy? I can't remember. I think so. Prodigy. Back in the day. But it was... it's unrecognizable compared to what it is now. But yeah, you're right. Let's dial up. So I'm chunking the hair, meaning that rather than drawing every single strand of hair, I'm creating areas of contrast. Okay. So the rest of this is going to be like wolf fur. So this is going to be wolf fur. This is wolf fur. And I'm going to use a hard outline right there. And a hard outline here, going down. Forearm. Hey Nathan, how you doing, bud? Okay. We're going to give her some shadow underneath their chin. Just like so. Just like that. these together, just like so. And again, I'm not using my finger for this. I don't want to do that. Okay. And we're going to put some shadow in for her collarbone. Okay. Alright. We're going to come back over here and finish up the fur on this side. Just like that. And kind of go to the edge, push down and feather up. Just like so. Looking soft. I'm going to make it darker as I get further down. Boom. Darken these lines. And we have her shoulder. We're going to put this all. I'm going to shade all of this. Going down. Harder outline there. And I'm going to put really dark values right there. Okay. I'm also going to have to put in her little armband thing. Going across. And shade. Boom. 1. And 2. We're going to go back to the necklace. Darken these values. Darken the cord that combines these things. Harder outline there. Darken the cord. And I'm using directional lines. Yeah. Boom. Shadow. Now, as soon as I get to here, I want to change the direction. Look at that. Boom. And then I'll complete that. Okay? Nice little note for myself. I'm going to put another one right here. Boom. Put some in here. Alright. And then have the shirt come down just like that. Okay. Shadows on these guys. lines with an outline. Darken these shadows underneath here. Show the shirt. Change pencils. Okay, we're almost to the point where I can almost be done with this drawing. Okay. That's going to be in shadow too as well. Okay. Smoothing certain things out. Go through up here. We're gonna put a little shadow there. A little shadow on the ears, a little bit more. And then darken. Okay. All right. So we're getting close. We're getting very close to being done. So we're going to darken the values on this ear, not too much though. We have a little note here for highlight. That's going to be dark. That's going to be fur, so we want to put that in. Hard outline here. Connecting all these cool searching lines. keep some of these, but not all of them. Alright, so now, again, we're going to chunk some of this stuff. We want to make this look like soft wool fur, so I'm going to, again, going through and kind of pressing on that outline for the hair, and I'm going to feather it in just so it looks soft. So I'm pushing down and then I'm pulling up. And chunking it to make it look like actual fur. I don't want certain parts like overlapping with one another and diving behind or diving beneath. But notice how I'm not filling everything in. I don't want that to happen. So you don't want that to happen in your drawing either. A lot of times I have students ask me, how do you draw fur? It all depends on the type of creature and then also the color, but this is one way to do that. There we go. Okay. And you just kind of chunk it. And you have something that simulates fur. Okay. And it'll also go the other way too. It's like on this edge I'm gonna feather out. Ear. I'll shade this a little bit darker than the rest. Yeah, there we go. We're almost done. Alright. Not liking that at all. Get rid of that. Better. Alright. Looks like our san is done. I'm gonna darken these eyebrows a little bit. Okay, well, So we have concluded for this week our Studio Ghibli week. And I want to thank everybody who contributed to suggestions this week. Coming up for next week is going to be a lot of fun. And I'll tell you why. It's going to be Star Wars week. Because next Monday is May the 4th. So, thank you very much for joining me this week and today. I know I started a little bit late, but it happens. Life happens. So, if you guys could please continue to stay home, stay safe, and have a blessed rest of your week, and have a wonderful weekend. Get outside. It should be nice if you can. But make sure you're wearing a mask. See you next week on Monday for Star Wars week. Thank you. Have a good one.